Alright, boys and girls, this is Future Steve talking, and we're in the lean-to tonight, and I've rearranged some stuff. I moved a lot of things around, and if you guys can tell. Ugly, my 1982 8163-B. I've had this tractor since 2013? 14? One of the two. I've actually swapped motors on this. It has a blown PTO clutch right now, and I've called it ugly for obvious reasons for a long time. But I like the Briggs Power tractor, and this one has a rear lift hitch, my spare plow day tractor, so to make your guys' head hurt. Over here is Parts and Pieces, my 8162-T that I built out of my junk pile during the COVID pandemic, which I impressed myself with this. I only had to buy a shift plate, a rack gear, and a bearing for the steering in this. The original Onan is not on here anymore. It's actually on a shelf behind us. It has a cracked one of the cylinders. I forget which one. And anyhow, it smoked. It started at 45 minutes, and then Steve tried to put rings in it, and it started smoking about 5 minutes. So that motor needs a total overhaul. But anyhow, tractor itself is working pretty good. I just went through this and fixed it. I never did a video on it, but I did just show this on YouTube of it running. So now, back to your past Steve scheduled programming. This is going to make your head hurt watching at it now. So boys and girls, we're going to start back here in the lean-tos of the shop, and probably start with the bigger tractors and the stuff hiding back here in the corner. Actually, you guys won't be able to see it. My mom's motorcycle actually back in there, a Honda, I forget what the prefix is on it, but it's the twin cylinder 175 with dual carbs. It's actually a nice bike. I kind of like that size of a bike. I'm not super two-wheel kind of guy when it comes to running on the road, so not my cup of tea, but neat. And you can see the back of Mom and Dad's original Super Cub sticking out of there. So that tractor has basically the motor is worn out on that tractor. You run it for 45 minutes, start pushing oil out everywhere. I never really looked too much into it. I was just done with that tractor at that point in life. And that's maybe a someday project, is get it back out and get it going again. As you can see, the hood's there, the grill's busted. I mean, that tractor got beat. And I ran it with a snow blade on it, so there's an ear busted off on the trans, the lift shaft bushings are bad in it. So I've been scouring parts off of it for a long time. So the 1970 T1 Terramite and 1970 CI underneath this tractor. The CI I bought out of Ford City years ago with the Great Gravely haul, all those tractors. And the Terramite actually come out of Georgia. When did I buy that? 2017 or so? Making sure the battery charger's on. And this was heavily covered on YouTube. I mean heavily. Just about everything on there. To the right here we have the 67 430. I actually put two 430s together to make this. The original 430 basically had the wrong frame in front of it. This one has a gas tank towards the rear. I think you guys can see the gas cap and no battery door. And a newer, call it 1970 frame was added onto this, which, if you're going to use it, is fine. But to make it a 67 430, it needs to be like this. And we'll just kind of pan up above here. Got some parts, motors, Onans. Little, what I always call Tin Lizzie up there. There's actually three quads up there. Two Kawasaki Bayou, one's a 220, one's a 250, and there's a Zuki 80 up there. Can't see it, but it's there. Gravely Bagger. I really either need to sell that or fix it. I always forget I have it until after leaf season. So, something different to use. Over here we have... What year is this tractor? Is this I can't remember what year this tractor is. It come with the 63. Pretty sure it's a straight L. Alright. Is that a 59? Hold on. That's a C, yeah. It's a 1959L. And it has the orchard sprayer on it, which is kind of a neat piece. This tractor actually runs and drives amazing. Have no issues with it, I just don't use the sprayer much. You know. Behind that we have a 1960 LS. Come from my buddy Glenn's estate when he passed away. Buried stuff's got stacked on top of it. I don't know why I started putting insulation there. And what I'm perched upon here is my 2010 SC 2450 Cub Cadet Yanmar. For a very short stint, Cub Cadet and Yanmar were together, which I believe was a period of 4 years, which happened to be the 4 years I started at the old Steeler ship back in the day. And this has been a very good tractor. This tractor just turned 15 years old. My youngest tractor is 15. Can't believe it. The 71 432, also heavily covered on YouTube. A lot of the stuff we did with that here has a front drive kit and a power brim on it. And I think we'll just spin around behind me. Is my 1988 16G. Sporting a 44-inch blower, and what everybody really wants is the soft cab, but mine has all the deluxe options: safety glass, windshield wiper, hard roof, and a blinky light. Handy. Wander over here. I believe this is a 1981. I could be wrong on that, but I know it has the early style clutches on it. So, for sake of the video, 81, except if inserted here. 8199 KT Fireball. So, guy gave me this tractor, had caught on fire. I took all the pieces off of my other 8199 KT that's in the back of that building, which we'll get there at some point, and made a good running tractor out of the two. And again, tractor runs and drives good. Nothing wrong with it. To my knowledge, the governor on this, it doesn't seem to rev out the whole way, but details. So, I'm trying to remember if this is a 48 Farmall Cub or a 49. But it's right in that area. And this come from my buddy Les's estate when he died. And again, it runs, it drives. As you guys can see, the headlights are both hanging out of it. I got a new rubber to put in the headlights, and I broke one of the terminals off for the headlights, so yeah, never quite finished that, and it was cold at the time, so I'll solder that back on one day. And another one of my grandpa's tractors, excuse me as I kick a paint can, 1941 9N Ford. Tractor runs and drives. This tractor I haven't said too much on YouTube, but this tractor has gone downhill greatly. Alright, boys and girls, had a slight interruption there. So, this is my grandpa's 1941 9N Ford. And they redid this tractor in the 90s, and we'll call it restored. But this transmission whines in this thing terribly, and I have not covered this on YouTube at all, but the 9N is very, very sick right now. Believe I may have some carburetor issues going on. Could be a wiped camshaft. It has very excessive valve clearance in it, and it developed very quickly, so kind of what I'm thinking, kind of what I'm wondering. Hard to say. One day I'll get into it. I'm having clutch issues with it, and I think all the seals in the transmission are just bad. It's pushing gear oil onto the clutch, which causes the clutch to stick anytime it gets hot. So another one needs some work, and some money. Yeah, we'll get there one day. One day. Someday, projects. Someday. So, come out here into the lean-to. I believe this is a 1987 Pro 12. I believe. Bought this from the same place my 3910 Ford came from. I would just call the gentleman Tim. This was his dad's stuff, so excuse me, bought that. Had the snowblower on it. Windbreaker cab, I think you'd call that. Again, nice running tractor. Nothing really wrong with it. Beside it is my Kawasaki repowered 5200. I think the 5200 sticker is gone off of it now. As you can tell, 80s powder coat. This is what happens, guys. It'll start legitly pulling off in sheets if it gets one little chip in it. So, another good running tractor. I use this thing a fair bit, backblading and stuff, fixing the yard and whatnot. I actually ran it with a 40-inch deck on there for a while and seemed to handle that pretty good. Here's another tractor. Needs some work. I can't remember the year of this case. Boy, I can't remember if this is late 70s or early 80s, but it's a 448 case. And the connecting rod is broke on, I believe it is the right-hand side. I believe it's this side. The connecting rod's broke on. But I've had it running. I drove it to where it is at here. And it is on the someday project list. I actually had planned to do this about 2 years ago, but life got in the way, unfortunately, and the money disappeared. So, again, someday. Behind that, we have what is my newest Gravely, which is a 99 Pro 8. Has a short shank, new style 30-inch deck on. The Subaru Robin motor. The whole reason guy got rid of it, he couldn't get the governor springs. I kind of Afro-engineered a choke spring on there. Alright, let me go around to the other side here. Hold on. I believe this is a... I want to say it's a 1965 Cub Original. It was in my buddy Les's field when he passed. Come from the estate. It's a beautifully, actually, I believe, rusted tractor. It actually does run and drive. The clutch is weird on it, and the brakes don't work. And it needs a front tire, as you guys can see, in a battery. But otherwise, runs and drives. And this one, everything was covered on YouTube here in the last couple years. And to the left of it, I even did a video about this. I don't even know what year it is, but it's a Snapper lawn tractor with a 38-inch deck and has a Briggs motor in it. What the heck is it? It's a LE 14.9 38H, and it's a hydro. Again, runs and drives. Front tire needs tubed. Probably needs a battery. Also, a decent tractor for somebody. Missing an air filter. Setup. The whole setup is gone. And over here, I think this is a 76 816 Gravely with the twin cylinder engine. Has a Quickway loader on it. Good running, driving tractor. Left here we have my 84 case 222 Ingersoll, and good running auction buy tractor. I have a blade for this, mower deck. And I actually use this tractor a lot. I like taking this to shows because there's not a lot of Ingersolls that go to shows.